Oh, this you crazy mother.
Well, here I am at the farm, Steven's place now, and we're going to possibly trim a yucca plant to show you exactly how I do it, but first I have to find it. And today, or yesterday, I mowed his lawn and picked it all up. It looks dead right now, but that's because the grass is so tall. But first, I'll show you my asparagus bed, which is obviously getting kind of carried away here, but these here, they could have been picked when they were younger, and I might go in here and I might go ahead and weed this out a little bit so he can find the asparagus and pull them out himself. And the roses, you can see I didn't pick up this grass over here, but my snowball bush, let me get through this grass. He's got some trimmings here he pulled but haven't brought them to the burn pile yet. This thing is 12 foot tall. The grass is normally green. It's got green tinge to it, but I think it got so tall he took the brush hog to it and picked it up, fed it to the cows. You can kind of see some up above there. And I went over it and tried to clean it up again, mowed it shorter. It's going to take some time to get it back to shape again. This here hedge, it's nice to let it grow tall if you'd like. I was trying to keep it about that level. They have little white flowers, the hummingbirds and whatnot love it. Here's my, I think it's called the Japanese lilac. Doesn't ever get very big. Of course, we got morning glory here that just does not quit. Come to his backyard. Like I say, it does look dry, which it's not. It's still quite moist down here, but now that we got it down to size, you can let it grow and raise the lawnmower up just a little bit, and that'll be beautiful green again. That there is my honeysuckle. Well, his honeysuckle now. It's really getting up there. This is about 15 foot tall. You can see it's almost done blooming, but it never ends. During the summertime, you're always going to have this beautiful smell. Let's take a look at these flowers here. Usually a little bit bigger than this, but the smell is beautiful. Of course, darn blackberries are trying to take over everything. Over here is my quince. You see the beautiful little red flowers in there. Sometimes it actually makes the quince, I'll call it apple, and you can take that and make jams out of it. Darn blackberries, sucker grabbed me, almost pulled me back into the bush. But look at those beautiful flowers inside the bush here. If this is trimmed back, maybe it would show the flowers a lot better, but normally I trim it back probably into it about 3-4 feet to make a nice hedge out of it. But over here are the yuccas. Sorry for the shaking, but I don't have my normal setup. Oh, darn wind. These are the yuccas. And this is the closest one. to the outside. So I plan on trimming this one back and show you how I do it. Okay, I got my microphone thing on. So anyway, these here, all you have to do is just snap them out. But realistically, the plant that bloomed, they'll not grow anymore, and you can take those, twist them off and throw them away. Possibly on the bottom of them, they're going to have what I call them babies, and you can actually, if they're about an inch and a half around, you can actually pull them off, strip the leaves back, stick them in the ground, water them, and those things will take off too. You want about 2 inches of leaves pulled off because the roots will pop out where the leaves were. So another thing you need, pair of gloves. These things are sharp on the sides. They'll cut you easily. Besides, you got to watch out for the points. So let me get down here. Oh. Let me get my gloves on, and then we'll go from there. Okay. I have some of these weeds pulled back so you can kind of see. And you can see some of these leaves are being cut by the lawnmower. That's just from having too tall a grass. Under here, you can see all this dead stuff. You just kind of start pulling it. When you get up into the greener stuff, then you want to pull them off like you're pulling, well, how celery grows. You can see each stalk is in there, and if you try to take one on the inside, it doesn't come because the other ones are holding it. So you slowly peel these things off in a circle. We got let's say a baby right there. I mean, they're big, but and pull downward too when you're peeling these off. But you can see they have that celery look to them, or I'll get a thing of celery. You'll see. And I have these things crossing over each other. I don't like that either. I try to separate these things so they have each of them have room to grow, I guess I'll put it that way. Make them look more like an individual plant. There's a mother bush right there, which that bloomed, so it was dead. Or you might as well take it out, it's just robbing the room of the plant. And when you peel these leaves off, you want to make sure to go all the way around. Like right here is kind of tight to get in here. So you might pull off one whole side, which will be a little difficult, but you can get it off. But eventually you want to make it even all the way around it so the plant looks right. Okay, let me move this camera in here and see if you can see what I'm seeing. See, that's starting to open up in there. The mother bush, the original root is clear in there. And when these things grow up, like this one here, this bloomed. You can see right there the stem of it, or the flower part that's left. It died, but it'll keep growing, and then next thing you know, you start having, here's a baby, here's a baby, here's, you see that clear in there. This here was a bloom, and it died, was taken out, so here's another baby. And if I want to, you can twist this off, and you want to strip it up higher, and it's another one that you can plant in the ground. You can see these things are too close. They just kind of die out a little bit. Makes them look rough looking or whatever. Get in here and pull that stuff out. See, it pulls sideways too. If you notice, see, they just pop off. They pull them sideways a little bit. They come right off. There's another baby back there. All this dead stuff needs to be pulled out. See, I did all this down here. I'm going to do more, but as I can get in here, I start going around again, pulling them straight down, whatever it takes to get all this dead stuff here out of it. It's been a while since they've been cleaned up. And I know when you have a farm, sometimes it gets to be a pain in the butt. But then again, the beauty of these things, these yuccas, I love it when they bloom. I've never noticed a nice smell off them or anything, just that the bloom is beautiful. See, cleaning these things up. When we get done, I'll show you, but it's nice to see that single stalk in there. Another baby in here. I call them babies because these are plants. These are the ones that you can take and rip off any time. All these can be ripped off any time and planted. And like I say, you want the bigger ones. If you take one of them, which, see, this one, this one's already bloomed, so it's garbage. Yeah. And you can take a saw to it and saw it off if you can't get it off. But this is such a long stem, I'm going to put my foot here. I'm going to try to break it off. Oh, there goes the bloom. And it don't want to come off as easy as I was hoping it would. You got your choice of getting a saw and sawing it off, or just leaving it there, but if you'd like, strip them down, because the one baby behind this one is the next good plant that'll bloom. You can see back here there's a new baby coming up, a brand new baby coming up. This one back here, I said it was a baby. Here is its old bloom, so it's no good. Let's see if I can break that one off. It's smaller. I can't get it off. I'm not as strong as I used to be, I guess. And this one here, as you can see, it bloomed. So it's actually no good. So let's just pull it off too. There. So they just fall right off if you're lucky. And let's see, this one here hasn't bloomed yet. See, this one's bloomed, and this one's bloomed. So these are considered garbage. I mean, you could leave these on here. Like you see back here, they'll start growing out. But the thing is, you're getting a longer trunk that keeps coming out here. And if this one's already bloomed, I'd go ahead and trim this off. There's a chance it'll die all the way back, or it might produce another baby like this one here. See, right behind this one, I have one right up against it. Let's see, I don't think it's bloomed yet. I have to get up. These are kind of tall. I have to get up to see what it looks like. All this dead stuff you see I'm taking out of here. In fact, here's a dead trunk. It just turns into mush. It's hollow. But you can see where it bloomed, finally took itself off because it's just getting so full of, here's another one. It's getting darker and darker in here, so I'm sure they're cutting themselves off. There's another one. And you can ask my dad, but don't worry about pruning these things back or anything else, because my dad, I planted one over at his house, and he's tried everything to kill it. Why, I have no idea. Maybe because he just doesn't want to take care of it, but it take that much to take care of it. The blooms are well worth it. And he's dug it up and everything else, and the thing keeps coming back. He's got one in his front yard. You wouldn't be able to see it. We mow it over all the time. He's sprayed it, dug it, and everything else. And when it starts coming up again, it looks like crabgrass, but you step on it with a bare foot, you'll realize that that thing's solid, and that's one of these. You can see this one here's bloomed already, so this one's considered garbage. You can see the old dead stuff back there. In fact, that might even be hooked up still. This one's here's bloomed already, so this one's garbage. This one here hasn't bloomed yet. See, it's all full, and more than likely it's gonna be blooming soon. And it's got another one right back here. There's another one, and we'll go over here now and take a look to see what we can do with these and see if any of them are. This one here hasn't bloomed yet. It's a small one. I have to take a look at that one. So let me get my bucket set here and poke it in there. There we go. Okay, the best I can tell, this one hasn't bloomed yet. The leaves don't want to pull down. Sometimes that's how you have to start it when you're grabbing hold of big wads of it.
that other one way back there. Like I said, there's a lot of them all on this one plant here. This one I want a little bit thinner, just to let some light up to the lower ones. And this one needs to be rounded properly now. See this in here, I like it because it's up in the air, less likely to get mowed over or you get poked. And actually the flower bed should be clear back here so the lawnmower tires don't even touch it. Not that it's going to hurt anything, just the idea of hurting some of the plants. Well, it actually never hurts them, but then there's, there's leaves that blow in here, and this isn't the best for them. And it causes a little bit of rot, or easier rot for them. As you can see now, like I said, these are garbage. That's a good baby if you cared. This is a good one. So realistically, I'd say heck that baby. Go ahead and cut it here. The reason why I'd say heck with the baby is because there's many bushes here. Well, this is actually just one big bush, but trying to train it, I guess, to go back in. So, let's see. Yeah, there's one right down there too, coming out of the ground. So it's not coming out of the ground. Here's a bloom that died back. And now the root's going down and over to it. Oops, sorry about that. That's where the bloom was. And it's laying on the ground, so here's the root going down to where that baby one's coming up. Okay, let's move over and see what we can do to the other side over there. It's a good time to de-weed it a little bit too. There's buttercups and other weeds. As you can see again, it's nothing but a mess. Just grab a hold a little lower somewhere. Oops, I got a whole plant there. You can feel it. It moves. And let's see, that one hasn't bloomed yet, so that's actually a good one. Rod planting here. Hear it. That's where the bloom was. Trying to find a starting point, try to get a hole cleared so you can see what you're doing. I might be working on several of them to do it. till you can get down to the hole. Oops. Yeah, I forgot my mic's on me. It's not too windy right here, and I'm probably making a heck of a noise just rubbing it back and forth on my shirt. But it sounds better than the wind.
There's maybe attached, it's a long stem, I guess we'll call it, that's grown off of.
And realistically, I like to see my stems or whatever. Which is why I also like to prune them up higher.
Okay, so that's it. I don't like that one. I'll get rid of that one, just crossing over. This one just needs to be thinned. So don't be afraid to dive in here. I mean, watch your eyes and don't let that thing slice on you. I mean, not that bad. I'm doing it in a short sleeve shirt. In a short sleeve shirt. Let's see, we gotta. Yep, one that blooms in here. If we're gonna get to it or not. I'm hoping we do. See, one of the old blooms that just been there a while, it rotted off. And that's all, is just old dead looking stick. And they can be snapped off in the fall if you want to clean them up lightly, make them look nice during the winter time. Let's see what we got here now. Let's see. That one. How's this one feel? Took more off of it, it feels like. And this one. I don't like this bent leaf. So we're going to take it off and keep more around. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, that leaf bothers me too. There's some of these weeds maybe you can see in here what's going on. Here, let me move this camera a bit closer. Whoa, whoa, it'll probably fall off now. Let me turn this over here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, you can see back there all that dead stuff. And another Mount St. Helen weed. Okay, see that's just wobbling there, dead bloom. See, we got a baby right here. So I have a feeling this one here probably already bloomed. Taking too many at a time, I guess. It don't want to come off. These buttercups are trying to take over the camera space. And the grasses. So, like I said before, you can see the ones in here that are dead. Yeah, still got some life. There's another nice one. Here's a baby coming up out of this one, right there. Now it's got more light. It's going to have a much easier chance of growing. And here, I'm trying to separate the two, this one and that one, a little bit, so they stand up more, like that. Just had a few more on the other side of it that I wasn't able to get to. Like I said, try to keep them even, these leaves even around. Don't have them come up and only half of them on the back side are still there and this side's all cleaned up. Try to get all the way around it so it's nice and slender. And it doesn't matter if they come out, as long as they're up high enough. Because what I'm looking at, or I figure, is if you can see this trunk it's on, or stem, or whatever you want to call it, to me that's part of the beauty too, besides the plant itself. Oh dear. Okay. So, this is bugging me, I don't know why. What do they call that, COD? So this is a good one. Being good, it is intruding over on the other plants that I don't like. And when it comes to, it looks good down there, but when it comes to, look how full this is, I'll go through, find the one that bloomed, and try to twist it out. And I'll do that right now and then see if we can get these to look a little more thinned out.
Okay, I might not get back to it, but I'm sure I will. You can see from the top, this one here is one that's already bloomed. It's got the stick in it. But I've cleaned it out a little bit there. And over here is one that already bloomed. I got finished taking that off. You can now see the trunk in there and whatnot. See there, not the white branch part of it. There's another good one on the back side's a bad one. But there it is. And I couldn't resist myself. Here's the pile. I have this tree that's not supposed to be growing in here. And it used to be a tree before I had the above ground septic. I guess they call it, I don't remember what they call it. The trees to sit right there. And lost my beautiful shade tree, little one. Now, it's about 20 foot tall, but nice and shady. And now the roots have come over here where they don't get disturbed. And I started pulling out some of the blackberries I couldn't resist. This poor, I think that's a rhodie. It might be an azalea. It's small leafed anyway. Started pulling some of the blackberries out. Like I said, I couldn't resist. And who's over there complaining? Where is he? Got zoomed in too far. I'm sure you can see him. I can't see him. Has the sun on my viewfinder. And the bull, he's a black one. I do believe right against the fence there. It's not time. About June, he'll go into the herd and do his thing.
Looking for love in all the right places. Okay, I said I was probably done. I'm sweating. I don't know what temperature it is out here, but it's not too bad. Beautiful sun. And I'm a workaholic, I guess, because I had to go back at it. But I think I'm done, but you watch. In a half hour, I'll be back at it again. Now, let me show you the pile I have here. And here, as you can see, I chopped all the stuff out, or I should say pulled it out. And there is I think this is a small variety of rhododendron, but it was kind of getting choked a little bit by the blackberries. And here is the one yucca plant that's made all of these. It's been in here a few years. If you can see in here, we do have, there's still a bit of mess in there, but I'm burning up. This here tree needs to come out, but this here's, it might produce more. I'm not going to take it off, it's not my way. There's another rotted arm per se, but you can kind of see in there, oh, it's clear to a certain point. We have new babies that have come up, and they haven't just popped out of the ground. I'm sure this root over here probably came over and started it, and you can see some more new ones down underneath there. And there you can see babies, or a baby coming on the tip of that one. And let's see, right in here, I pulled it all off. Here's one that bloomed already, but that might be a baby right there, or those could be roots. And yeah, this tree needs to come out too. I'll let my son get the chainsaw. You can see down in here we got this new baby. This one, after it blooms, I'd pull that whole thing off. But you can see in there what you got when you stand back, and you can actually see the trunks of these. Like I said before, it is beautiful. Adds a decoration to it besides the dark green spiny looking things there. Let me step over this pile or on it or whatever. So there you can kind of see it. And if that roadie makes it, fine. If it doesn't, I'm sure the boy wanted to get rid of it anyway. And this is what it looked like, as you remember, before I started. So, like I say, I think I'm done for the day. We'll see. So there's hopefully how you prune a yucca plant.